I'm Amy Kate. I am a 7th and 8th grade Spanish teacher at JT Moore, and I'm talking to you guys about my chapter challenge. And my particular chapter challenge this 9 weeks, or this chapter, is Cocina con Kate, which is a cooking show. My 8th graders actually suggested it because I was tired of doing a restaurant skit where they had to order and make menus and all that. And so I was talking to my former 7th graders and said, what would be more fun? And they suggested a cooking show.
Hoy vamos a cocinar crepes con frutas y syrup.
I always start off any chapter the very first day before they ever learn any of the vocabulary or the grammar, and I tell them what their chapter challenge is going to be so that from the very get-go they know what they're going to be expected to do as far as grammar requirements, time requirements, what skill, whether it's speaking, listening, reading, writing. So on the first day I gave them the kind of just the information sheet about what verbs they had to use, what other grammar requirements there were as far as commands, adjectives, things like that. I also gave them a bunch of extra vocabulary that I thought, you know, if I was on a cooking show, I might need this vocabulary. Also on the first day, they got the rubric so that they will know this is what I'm looking for. JT Moore is an IB school, and so I used the MYP rubric for speaking and listening. And I wanted to be explicit about the expectation as far as process. And so again, I used the IB design cycle, which is 4 steps. It's good for any kind of creation of a product. It's investigate, plan, create, and evaluate. So I just set up the sheet so the kids would know that in the investigation stage, I was kind of working on that with them. So that's where we learn the vocab, that's where we learn the grammar. Then in the planning stage, that was where the students worked independently. To kind of follow up on the planning stages, I had the kids, they had to come up and pitch their show, tell me whether they're gonna record it, whether they're gonna do it live, what the supplies they needed. I made them write down every supply they needed, and then their parent had to sign that so that there wasn't some issue with not having supplies. After planning, it was creating time. I let the kids have 2 or 3 days in class to write their script. I did not check their script because I wanted them to self-edit or peer edit. And then the evaluating stage, 2 days long of, seeing their videos, seeing their PowerPoint. Some of them were not comfortable with videoing, so they decided to have a PowerPoint of pictures that was running in the background. On the evaluating stage, again, they see the same exact rubric they saw from the beginning. So they'll get together with their group and just answer questions about what was easy, what was hard, what made this a fun project, what can I do differently next year if I do this with my 7th graders, and what kind of challenges they ran into and how they got themselves out of that challenge.